Howdy, collective. How's everybody doing? This is Aries with Fireworks Oracle. Welcome. I'm grateful you're here. Let's do a reading. Trying to get my Spotify volume down enough. All right, I think that's good. Anyway, I don't know what's gonna come out. I don't know who this is for. Could be for many of you. I'm reading with, for the collective energies. Trying to get comfortable. See what's going on out there in the world. I got a feeling today, and I know it wasn't me, and I've cleared the energy with Palo Santo, Burning Sage, and oh, by the way, number 7, he's here. The ravens follow me everywhere. They're everywhere I go, and I found out they're such a spiritual meaning and message for me. So if they follow you everywhere too, you might want to look it up, see what it's about, the spirit animal. I have a lot of animals that follow me around, and it's a good thing. It's always a message. But earlier, I feel fine now. But earlier, I just had this feeling that I pulled some cards on it too, and the 9 of Swords was there, and the Magician in the reverse, and the Ace of Swords in the reverse, and is it the 7 of Swords, or the one where she's bound and tied, hoodwinked, she could easily cut herself out of the situation, but I know that card also means, no, you know your story. The roles could be reversed. It could be you, or it could be the person you have in mind, or the people you have in mind. It could be anything, okay? Everybody's journey is personal, and yeah, everybody's journey is different, okay? But we're connected, we're a collective, so it all kind of resonates the same. But those cards told me, plain and simple, that somebody had been, maybe someone needs to see a doctor, or a physician for maybe some help mentally, someone's going through something mental and it's really bothering them, and maybe they need someone to talk to. Don't be embarrassed about that at all. It's really fun to find, if you find the right counselor that that jives with you and understands what you're talking about. And it's so healing, and you know, each time you go, you walk out feeling incredible. I gotta move something, so bear with me. All right. So it told me, the cards told me, and the way I felt, and I knew it wasn't my energy because I was happy and fine. And I thought, I mean, always check yourself too. Like if you're feeling shitty all of a sudden, and all, and you know everything's going fine with you, you're feeling someone else's energy, someone that you kind of soul tied to or something. And damn it, stay. Um, but somebody was feeling incredibly, oh, anxiety, stress, fear, worry, um, maybe obsessed, maybe trying to find somebody. I keep getting downloads of like songs will come on during my day, and even right now when I turned on my Spotify, it said it was a song about uh, it's a it's One Republic, and it was a song about not knowing what you've got until it's gone, which I put in the comments section. uh, Another artist who has the same words in their song. So trying to shuffle cards. So somebody's feeling like they've lost something or someone, and I'm sorry if you have in any way, shape, or form. And they're really stressed out about it because they didn't know what they'd lost until it was gone. So somebody could have been having a relationship or something that didn't go well, and they parted ways in whatever way they did it, you know, and it hurt both of them. And the separation was necessary though, and the time apart was necessary for their growth. And then other songs I've been hearing have had everything to do with a shift. It's a shift up. So that could be both parties are now getting to a point where they're ready to go. They're ready to do it right, you know? Somebody's ready to find true love, or go back to their true love. And maybe they can't find them. Maybe one person, I have a feeling one person dipped out and said, you know, I reached out and I reached out and I tried and I tried and I tried with you. And other people could have got involved. I feel like there was a lot of people meddling, okay, and lying out of jealousy. I hate that whole thing, but other people were trying to chirp in somebody's ear and lie, and because they were jealous. I have people in my life who do that to me through, if I love somebody, they go above and beyond to ruin it in every way. And they have no morals, loyalty, anything. They're so selfish. They want me all to themselves. And little girl, if you ever listen to this, if you ever find this channel or you're listening now, you're not doing that to me anymore. You need to get some respect. Someone needs to deal with inner childhood wounds or inner teenage wounds or any inner wounds throughout their life whatsoever. Get it together. Slow down. So, anyway, somebody has messed and meddled with somebody's relationship during and after. That's what I'm feeling. And they were totally lying to get the other person to stay away from the other person. And it could have been happening on both sides of the relationship with family members who didn't want that person, that whatever, to move on or ever move forward. They wanted to keep them all for themselves for their own selfish reasons. Okay, so they were tied and bound, and they'd had 10 swords in the back. The magician upside down in the reverse told me somebody needs to see somebody, like talk to somebody or detach from the ones who are meddling. I did. And it wasn't how I wanted it to go. That's how it had to go. Because I have a life. I want to live it free. And I was their biggest fan. People who meddle in my life, I was their biggest fan. I cheered them on. Yeah. Wow. I just split the deck and I wasn't looking until just now. So anyway, somebody's having some regrets and they're embarrassed. Oh, they're highly embarrassed. Highly embarrassed. And they're tied and bound to feeling ashamed, embarrassed, regretful, remorseful, guilty, ashamed. And so anyway, I move this closer to moi. So I just split the deck and this is what came out. Let me turn on another light. Hold on. I don't know if that helps or not, but split the deck and look what comes out. The Death card and the 9 of Swords this time. Or it was the 10 of Swords before, where it was in the upright. Someone was down, like they've gotten their karma for what they'd been doing, meddling in other people's relationships out of jealousy and all that, and they're ashamed now and regretful and remorseful and blah 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 blah. And maybe they need to go talk to somebody, or the people who like say it was a divine masculine, divine feminine trying to get their shit together, and everybody was meddling, to keep them apart, talking shit, talking lies, making the other person think, making each person think the other one was seeing somebody else, or maybe they were. I don't know, but probably not. They were probably just hurt and hermiting, and during that time and space apart from the one they love, they finally get in separation and detached from the meddlers, don't listen to their shit anymore, and they finally start thinking on their own and getting it together, and they're not being so naive anymore. People, it's time to start listening to your own intuition, your own self, and what you want, and work on what you want for your life and who you want to be with. It's your choice. Okay? If the other person doesn't want you, though, I'm sorry. I really am. I have compassion for that. And things can change, because there's been a shift. There's been a huge shift. Like, people are coming into themselves now and realizing, I've been listening to a bunch of bullshit from a bunch of assholes that were just jealous and selfish as fuck, and they just need to blow it out their ass, okay, and get their own life together and worry about them damn selves. Okay, anyway, so the Death card and in the upright, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. So it's like I was saying, somebody's going through a death, like death and rebirth of themselves. They're on their white horse, and the old self is dying. The old ego is dying off, like a snake sheds its skin. Okay, and it's brought someone out of the Nine of Swords, where in Nine of Swords in the upright is somebody's up all night, they're stressed, they're anxiety. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. I've been through it. But I went through a death and a rebirth, and I isolated myself. I kicked all the toxic energy entity people, jealous assholes that, I just wanted everybody to get along, and be loving and kind and honest and fair like me, and cheer each other on and support each other in our downtime, in our hard times. But that's not how it happened. And so I had to just go within and learn to love myself and be strong. And it took great strength. If you've done this, you've turned it around. You're going through a death and a rebirth, and you're not laying awake crying and stressed and like, oh my God, what have I done? You're not doing that anymore. And that's fantastic. Bravo. That's what this twin flame journey is all about, you meet somebody by chance, and it's just super spiritual. You spend some time with them, and everything goes to shit, and because everybody's meddling, because they see what a divine union it is, and they never had it. They want it. They want what you got. So then, since they don't have what you got, they ruin it. They're chirping in each party's ear. One family is chirping in one person's ear, the other family is chirping in the other, and then pretty soon, like, say a relative of yours is talking to your person behind your back, and they're telling total fucking lies, because in my situation, just using this as an example, my energy, I went through this, but so I can talk about it. Um, I didn't want to kick that person out of my life, but I had to save myself because it was total tyranny, drama, and lies, lie after lie after lie, and horseshit. It was just, it was a mess, and it was drama. I don't even, yeah. They they did the most, okay? The most. So somebody's been going through the same thing. And then they went hermit, went within themselves, kind of stayed away from the people that were messing with their lives and their love life. Because there's people in your life. Check around you and go with your intuition. If you feel kind of weird around somebody and you want to trust them, because you're an empath, you want to trust them. You want it to be loving and kind and all that, but it's not. There's something wrong. You can feel it. Use your intuition, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. But if chances are you're right, they're causing problems behind your back, and and they make it to where you're down to nothing but them, and there's still all these problems. So what does that tell you? Okay, so somebody's kind of moved away from it, backed out of it, and went hermit mode, which means you went inside yourself, you dug deep. They don't do that, but it's time they do. There's been a shift. Dig deep. I dare ya. Yeah. And quit with your rampage of talking to somebody now. Quit with your rampage. Have to lock up all the knives in the house, even the butter knives. Did you think I missed that whole thing and you blamed someone else? I didn't miss that. I saw right through that. I know knives, why the knives were all locked up in a safe in the bedroom, and your husband had to go get me a couple of knives to use to cook dinner while I was at your house. Yeah, I caught on to that. The other person you were blaming, they weren't there. They hadn't been in that place you were living. They'd never been there, so why not unlock all the knives? Because it wasn't who you were blaming, it was you. So get it together. Get some counseling, get some help. Get something, do something, and quit drinking and using whatever you're using, okay? It is in your situation, people, if you've got something like this going on, everything that comes out, if their mouth is moving, if their lips are moving, they're lying. And divine feminine, divine masculine, if you're in separation, there's somebody who's causing your separation because they're selfish and they don't want anybody to be around you, just them. And God bless them that they may heal and come out of that dark tyranny that they're in and quit being a tyrant and get a hold of yourself. Good God. May God have mercy on you. May God bless you. And I know just all of you, okay, that were connected that way in my life, all of you, I know. If you think of it, I know about it. And so do others. Lots of others. So somebody's going through like a divine masculine or a divine feminine is going through this. I listened to the wrong people and I sabotaged this whole thing. But worry not, the separation was very necessary. It truly was. To create a shift. And I stay in faith, okay? My faith is really strong with the higher ups. But justice and balance is here. I feel it. And the shift is all the people that were meddling, they're getting their karma. And the people who fell for it, they're getting their karma too. And yeah, so the karma is that we climbed out. We went through a death and rebirth. We went through a death of the old self and the old beliefs and other people's lying and bullshit. And there's people down here on the ground going like, no, don't go, don't, oh my God, don't, come out of your old ego and naive self and stop listening to our lies. And there's a pope here going, yeah, go, just go free. And they're free. They're not, they're getting some good sleep. Lord knows I am. But I still have hope and faith that, and I believe. And I want you to keep that too, because this is part of the journey. I've called in all the angels and higher ups, higher beings, ascended masters, all of them, to be here with us during this reading and to protect us from the toxic energies. And so the Holy Spirit is in the house. And I don't know, this might cut us off pretty quick, but I wanted to just get out a reading. It's late, because I took a long nap. I needed it. I hurt my foot somehow. And Jesus, so this week I got some stuff to do about that. And I'll be glad to get it fixed. Holy Spirit, what do you got? What do you got for us? Anyway, okay, someone wants to talk. I've been resting a lot because when Holy Spirit tells me, here, we're gonna give you some pain because you need to get your rest. You've been through a lot. And now I can finally admit, instead of being strong, saying, I can say, I've always said that I've had this done to me, I've had that done to me, la 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 la. I don't really talk about it anymore. I don't want to. I went through a death and rebirth. It's like, that was then, this is now. I want to stay in the now. And I got great things going on, so let me get a feel for these cards. Let's see. I'll lay them out the way they came out, best I can. All right. Give me a minute, please. Thank you. All right. Somebody is in the two of Wands is looking out over the world. Is in reverse. So he's having a hard time. He or she is having a hard time seeing what's to come. They've got the whole world in their hands, but in the upright, it would be like, I'm going to hold on to this wand. I've got this one at my back. It's there if I need it, but I'm looking out over the world. I've got the whole world in my hands, and I want to go for it. Well, in the reverse, they're scared. Someone's scared. And remember, if this is not your reading, it's not your reading. If it resonates, it resonates. If it don't resonate, okay? And so don't put a square peg in a round hole or a round hole in a square peg. But somebody went through the death and rebirth, but they're kind of upside down about what they see in the world and what they want to do, and what they want to do, they're not trusting it. They're afraid. They're afraid that maybe they've lost their person through the separation. And they want to look out over the world. They want to get in the upright. They want the next step would be, yeah, I've gone through the death and rebirth, but where is that person? I can't find them. I can't get a hold of them. I can't find them. So somebody may be trying to get a hold of you, but there's nothing for you to do. The Holy Spirit does it. Jesus takes the wheel. Give Jesus the wheel. And it's like the other person, okay? There's nothing for you to do. Somebody may be trying to get in touch with you because they went through a death and rebirth, and they realize, and they've kicked toxic energies out of their life, and they've said, and so did I, and I even changed my phone number because those people, like, I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. And I changed my whole address, state, everything. I've got a whole new soul tribe. Everything's great. But, for example, okay, but somebody may be speaking from experience, okay, since there's been a shift, and maybe you've been in separation for quite a while. It's taken a long time for everybody to get, for